But here's the purpose of Twirl. We'll put it up on the screen. The purpose of Twirl is to thrill women with the truth of your unique design from God and to move you to twirl with open arms and generous hearts and meaningful friendships that together will change the world. That's the goal of Twirl. I like Twirl because, you know, as a little girl, you spin around in your twirly skirt, you know, and that's kind of something that's just born into us little girls. You get a twirly skirt, you have to spin. But then the older you get, you stop spinning because then there's cellulite that you want to hide, you know, and then if you spin too close, if you twirl too close to somebody else, you might bump into somebody and hurt them or hurt their feelings, or they might trip you if they're just a mean girl. And so, like, we stop twirling. And so I just want to, in this moment tonight, like, this is a safe place. It doesn't matter who you are, what your shape or size is, what you've done, where you've been, what you're wearing, whether or not you're having a good hair day. Like, any of that doesn't matter because we're all in this moment together where we're just a sisterhood and we're just going to bask in the love of Jesus and the desire that God has to bless your life and to help you to achieve your dreams. Does that sound good? Cool. All right, Crossing staff girls, can you head up here? I am going to introduce to you the Crossing staff ladies. These are the ladies that are actually on the Crossing staff. I want you to meet them. So you ladies, you know where to go. I'm gonna get the thing that tells me what to say right now. Okay, this is good stuff. Woo, aren't they hot? There's some hot girls. Now, if you sit, you know, keep your legs together and stuff. Yeah, you gotta do that. Sit like a lady. Do the side thing. Good, see, look at that. Ooh, nice, lovely. I feel weird, I'm standing right in the middle. Which side should I stand on? Eric Sandstrom told me. He said I'm supposed to stand on this side, I think. Okay, so when I say your hand, when I say your name, raise your name. Okay. Brandy Clark, Kids Ministry Director, one of them. Seated Lisa Snyder, she runs our shops at all of our campuses, our merchandise. Amy Kingor, she is our bookkeeper and accountant. Whitney Berry lives with me. No, I'm kidding. She's our assistant, Pastor Eric and I. And so many other things. Angie Carlson is our graphic designer, and she's married to Pastor Rich of the Big Lake campus. Tracy Keach is our marketing communications director. And she's married to Pastor Jason of our Zimmerman campus. Kelsey Dusterman is the office manager. She also does all of our style that we do in merchandising, and she plays bass. And that's Kelsey. Maria Sandstrom is our impressions director, so all of the volunteer teams that help you feel comfortable on the weekend is all under her. Pastor Brittany Allman is the director of the Crossing College, and she sings. And Bree Notch is our receptionist and the director of Connections here at the Crossing. So if you come for the first time, you get stuff from her. There you go, good? Okay, now I need 2 volunteers. It has to be your first time at Twirl, and you have to like be fast and have a lot of energy. Who's freaking out? Okay, the freaking out. There's 2 freaking out people. Yep, you and you. Okay, come up. Now here's the strange thing. You have to come up on that side. Okay, hurry, run. Okay, watch your legs, lady. They're coming right here. Okay, I need 2 coming right all the way across. Whoop, all the way across. Go see Pastor Eric. All right, cool. Now this is what we're gonna do. I have one interesting fact about each of these ladies. One interesting fact about each of these ladies. Okay, so you guys come and stand right here. What's your name? Linda and Christina. Okay. One interesting fact about each of these ladies is kind of like the Price is Right, where you have to put the right price on the right item, okay? But you're gonna put the right characteristic on the right person, okay? So I'm gonna give you that group over there. So go stand by Maria. Maria, raise your hand. Okay, and I'm gonna give you this group. So we have group, are you guys 1 or 2? 1? Okay, Tracy Keach, are you in group 1? Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna start with group 2. This all made sense in my mind. Okay, so group 2. The blue couch. All right, you are gonna have things like this, and you're gonna have to figure out who it is. All right, you ready? This person secretly loves bologna and grape jelly sandwiches. So you have to hand it to the person you think it is and they'll hold it. We have a bunch of them. All right. All right, while you're thinking, you guys can help them if you think you know, but you all have to talk at the same time because I don't want them to hear. Okay, so there you go. All right, this person, now we're gonna go, you can change them later. All right, ready? This person from your group won 2 tickets. She won tickets, my word, I can't read, to 2 Prince concerts by knowing the first line of I Want It That Way by the Backstreet Boys. That's the great part. You're totally just guessing. You're just guessing. Who knew? All right, there you go. All right. This person was the 3rd grade. Oh, no, okay. Oh, so hard. Yeah, I don't know how to do this. Okay. Sure. We're just gonna do this side first, okay? You ready? This person, if they could only have one type of food on a desert island, they would choose taco salad. You have to figure that out. Okay, this person once met Bo Duke from Dukes of Hazzard and John Bon Jovi, because I can say that. Okay, this person, their family was one of the largest bootleggers in the Midwest back in the day. This person was the 3rd grade spelling champion. Okay, thanks, Brandy.
You're welcome.
All right, cool. All right, ready? This person has never in their lives had ketchup, mustard, or mayonnaise. This person used to be, oh, you have to just pick one. It's okay, it's fun. You can switch them later. Okay, this person used to be a forklift driver. Apparently everything is Kelsey. That's great. All right, ready? This person once said the F word during an audition for her high school musical. And this person once at age 10 was a boxer as a sport. All right. So if you're holding the right one, hold it up in the air. Anybody holding the right one? Okay, you. Oh, Angie. Okay, you have one right, you have none right. You have 10 seconds to do some switching if you want. Go, give him a hand. Come on, woo! Do a switch, do a switch, do a switch. Yeah. You ready? Okay, if you're holding the right one, hold it up in the air. 2 and 1. All right, so it's 2 and 1. All right, you win yourself. Oh wait, switch them around so you get the right ones. Do it, hurry, really fast. Ready? 1, 2, there you go. Tracy said the F word. It's not her fault, her friend made her do it. Okay, you win a pair of Kate Spade earrings and you win Kate Spade's Twirl perfume. So give him a hand. And you can make your way this way. Thank you so much. The men will help you down. Is it anybody's birthday today? Today, April Fool birthday. Any birthdays today? Family seating? No? Nobody? Okay, wait, what? We have one? Is it your birthday today? April Fools. They just April Fools me. Peter, it's your birthday? Whose birthday? Is it Deb? I can't hear. Deb, is today your birthday? anniversary. Give her a hand. And that ain't no April Fool's. Does anybody have a birthday tomorrow? Do we have a tomorrow birthday? Tomorrow birthday, come up, come up, come up, come up. Rebecca! Hey! Yay! Becca, you win. You have to come up here, you know. Okay, come right up here. You win a copy of my very first published work, The Simple Journal, Pastor Eric's very first published work, Grace on Tap, and Lisa Snyder's very first published work, I Think, Therefore My Home. There you go. Yay, stay here. You guys know the birthday song? Stand up. You guys know the birthday song? If you don't, because you're new, you will catch it the second time around. Okay? So we got this. Ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3. You were born this day. You were born this day. Happy birthday, baby. You were born this day. You were born this day. You were born this day. Happy birthday, baby. You were born this day. Woo! Happy birthday. Okay, you guys can go. Cool. Nice job, everybody. You are some good singers. Okay, so I had some prizes because people are like, I want to donate a prize for Twirl. And so I was like, how are we going to give these prizes away? Because we can't just constantly do contests. It'll be all night. So we decided that we would put some secret photographers in the lobby and take pictures of people in awkward positions. So this is a new segment we call Caught on Camera. So the first one, because this was too good to just pick one person out of this picture. There's two people who are gonna get to split up. I mean, come on. They were like eating food. And where are you ladies? Are you together? Yeah? Yay, give them a hand, everybody. That's like $170 worth of Mary Kay, so you guys can figure out how you're gonna share it. Give them a hand. Thank you, Elisheva, for donating that. Okay, I have to see what's next. Oh, it's up there. Okay, so, hey, Ben, come on out. Ben's gonna help me with this one. So, we're gonna do, okay, before we say what the segment is, I'm gonna tell you about it. Okay, do you ever sing songs with the radio and you just totally don't know the words? And so you just make words up? And once you've made something up that's really funny, then it's ruined. Like you have ruined that song for life, right? And so our family loves music. We listen to the radio all the time. And there are a few songs that we have destroyed, and I just wanted to destroy them for you. It's my secret dream to be a singer, but I don't get to do that very often. You're gonna find out why. But so Ben's gonna help me, and so this is a segment we are going to call, probably this is the only time we'll do it, but songs we sing wrong. All right? So there's a song that's on the radio right now that's really great. Pastor Casey Papiza, she might be backstage, but she ruined this one for our family, so thank you, Casey. But here it is, ready? When I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk. You're gonna miss me by my taco. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone, right? You're screwed now. Never again. When you're driving down the road, you're gonna yell taco right at that spot. Now this is one Aiden did for us. Aiden is our 11-year-old, and there's a Selena Gomez song called Tell Me Something I Don't Know, which I love. It's a great song, right? But Aiden started doing something when he had a bellyache, and this is how it went. And you're gonna help me sing this one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me, out of control, out of control, out of control. Tell me, out of control, out of control, out of control. Okay, you got one?
Hold me closer, Tony Jackson.
Count the headlights on the highway. Woo! Lay me down in sheets of linen. The hide bed is here today. Right?
Like that.
Okay, now this is second to Sweet Home Alabama. This is my favorite song. It is called Boondocks. It's by Little Big Town. Anybody? Yeah? So, you know, at the end, there's the fishing part, right? Which I don't do, but I sing it. But Braden, a few years ago, when he was a little younger, this is how he sang it, and we have ruined it. So here it is. You get a line, I'll get a pole. We'll go fishing in a crawfish hole. 5-inch booger on a Saturday night, church on Sunday morning. You get a line, I'll get a pole. We'll go fishing in a crawfish hole. 5-inch booger on a Saturday night, church on Sunday morning.
Let me be your ruler.
Ruler.
You can call me Green Bean.
No, that's great. Okay, so the last one. You guys know that Pastor Eric, my husband, is not a night person, right? Like 8:30, he starts getting cranky. He puts his pajamas on. We heard this song. It's true, right? I'm just like, go to bed. We heard this song recently. We don't hear it too often because it's kind of dirty. It's not a great song. But we heard this, and he was like, well, I know how I would sing this song. So Ben's going to do it for us.
She's up all night to the sun. I'm up all night to get some. She's up all night for good fun.
I'm up till 9 to get lucky. I'm up till 9 to get lucky. Everybody! 9 to get lucky. I'm up till 9 to get lucky. I'm up till 9 to get lucky. Thank you. That's great, babe. Okay, cool. Oh, it's so true. I'll be out later than that tonight, so I'm off the hook. I was gonna tell you, you know, if your husband was really sweet and he was like, go out, honey, have a good night, you might want to tell him thank you when you get home. There you go. Now all the husbands won't hate me. Good, okay. So now we're doing, this is a segment that we've done at every single twirl. And can anybody guess what it is? No, we're not gonna cook this time. What things that twirl? That's right. So here's a segment we call Things That Twirl. Woo! At some point, we're gonna run out of things that twirl, I'm just saying. Okay. Isn't that beautiful? Is this the right time? No, it got hung up on itself. Well, we'll see how it goes. Okay. Things that twirl. Hands of a clock, right? This is a sweet clock, right? Somebody can take this home tonight. I'll tell you later how. But you can turn the music off. See, that's what I'm saying about me just thinking things and then saying, okay. So I'm gonna sit down for a minute. Can you guys see me on the screen? Oh, but my legs. So I was thinking about things that twirl, and I have to have notes because this is a lot of stuff. But, you know, we've done a lot of things. We've done umbrellas, and we've done toilets, yeah. A computer, the little back swirly thing, a blender. We've done a lot of things, but this time I wanted to talk about something that's actually a little bit more serious because the hands of a clock do twirl, and they twirl awfully fast, don't they? And the older we get, like, the faster it seems to happen. And when I can't keep holding that, and I also can't keep sitting because it just doesn't feel right. So anyway, you know, as time passes really quickly, I think so often we have, you know, we're doing our theme tonight is Do What You Dream, right? Time passes so quickly, and we have dreams and we have desires. We have things we want to do. And they can be big things or little things. It can be like, you know, clean the kitchen, or it could be like write a book. You know, there are things that we have dreams about doing. And as time passes so quickly, we lose that opportunity. And I just want to challenge you tonight to not let another opportunity go by. Don't let the hands go that many more times before you take a step toward your dream. So when we were looking at the date and we picked what day we were going to do Twirl and we started planning what the theme was going to be, I realized that 4/1 is April 1st is 4/1. And so I was thinking, what if we called it do for one what you dream? See, we did do what you dream, but if you look at all of our stuff, you'll see, if you're looking for it, you can see it says do for one what you dream. Because God puts in our hearts, each of us dreams. You know, as little girls, we have dreams. And as we grow and we kind of mature into life, sometimes those dreams come true, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just look different than we thought they were gonna be. Because my dream was to be a circus performer. And I'm not, but this is really close. Now, specifically, I wanted to be a bareback rider, and this is not close at all to that. But one day, maybe I'll get my dream of, you should figure that out, honey. It's a circus. That's all you need to do. Hook me up with a circus. He's like, I'll send you to the circus. But I wanted to challenge you for just a minute. Like, what if, you know, as you think about the hands of a clock, what if you just did for 1 minute what you've been putting off? Sorry. What if you just did for 1 hour what you really wanted to get done, but you haven't gotten around to it? What if you did for 1 day what you'd like to do for the rest of your life? Because you know, the rest of our life is made up of 1 days, isn't it? You know, those moments when you're just like, it's hanging over your head that the dishes aren't done? You know, like the kitchen is dirty. Your kitchen might be dirty right now, and you're like, yes, I'm gonna come home to that. You know, and it hangs over your head. Or, you know, organizing the Tupperware cupboard, that is the worst. Like, dang Tupperware, I love you and I hate you. But you know, you put that off, but if you say, I'm just gonna, for 1 minute, literally for 1 minute, I'm gonna organize the Tupperware cupboard, what happens once you start? You just get it done, right? You know, so many times we will put off doing what we want to do because we wait for the perfect moment. Do you ever wait for the perfect moment and that never happens? Or you wait until you can do it perfectly. I'm not gonna do this project until I can do it perfectly, and therefore I never do it at all. Have you ever experienced that? Until I can get it just right, because we're such perfectionists as women. I think a lot of times we're really hard on ourselves. We wanna do it so right that we never do it all. We would really rather not do it than do it wrong. But the only way to get toward the place you want to go is if you just do it, right? So the hands of the clock are moving so fast. So I want to challenge you. You know, sometimes you see hunger, you see homelessness, you see people that are hurting, and you think there are so many. It's overwhelming. There are so many, I can't help all those people. But what if you did for one what you wish you could do for all of them? Because God will bring that one across your path. So what if you said, I can't do it for all of them, but I can do it for one, because you can change somebody's life. And when you change somebody's life, you change the generations that follow that somebody. Do you realize? Talk about power in this room. That's the kind of stuff that changes the world when one person just does for one. Maybe you could do for one conversation what you really wish you could do all the time. You're like, you know what? My mom and I, we can't usually have these conversations, but just one time, I'm gonna take her out for coffee and we're gonna have one conversation. And you can agree ahead of time, Mom, we're just gonna have this one conversation and we'll not do it again, but let's just do for one what we wish that we could do all the time. What if just in a moment when you're fighting with your husband, you just think, just for this one time, I'm just gonna back down and let him win. Amen. See, now that's the bad thing of your husband hearing you preach, because then you have to go home and practice what you preach. But you know, like, it's overwhelming when you think of doing it all, right? It's overwhelming if you think, I'm going to change my entire life and always let him win every argument. No freaking way. That isn't gonna happen. But if I could, just one. But if I can just say, just for one, just do for one conversation what I wish I was woman enough to do all the time, what I wish I was strong enough to do all the time, what if I just did it once? One hard thing. So I'm gonna bring up 3 girls on stage right now who have done some hard things. They've done some cool stuff, and I'm gonna just let them tell you about it really, really quick. So it's Pastor Brittany and Lisa Snyder and Jenny, I wish I could remember your last name. What? Kavala. Catballa, Jenny Catballa. Kabbalah, that's not right. Yeah, you can sit here. You wanna sit here? We'll let you and Lisa sit there. Okay, no, the reason I didn't know Jenny's last name is she actually is not a part of the Crossing Church, but you came to Jesus here, didn't you? Yeah, yay! I feel like I should sit again. Oh, the sitting thing. Okay, it is. It's hard to sit. Yes, okay. Hey, there's a mic. See if it works. Okay.
Check.
So this is going to be really quick, but basically the three of these ladies have, they've each done something difficult. Was it a year ago? Just a year ago? A year ago, February? January. Pastor Brittany was working for The Crossing as our marketing director, and one day she just said, I'm quitting. And we were like, what the heck? And so can you give us like the 60-second synopsis of why you did that and what was your dream, and then what are you doing now? All that in 60 seconds.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna talk like an auctioneer. I quit because God told me to, which sounds weird. So I guess
because she was working here.
I loved my job, so much. God put me here on purpose and I loved it, but he just put this thing in my heart that was like, this isn't it. There's more to this full life that Jesus came for. There's more to the supernatural. There's just more. And I think that we all have something in our heart that knows there's more than what we're seeing it in front of our face.
Right.
And he was just like, I want you to do that. And he got my attention with like supernatural crazy healings, which I didn't know was possible. And if you didn't know that, like all over the world, God is miraculously healing people of lots of things. Yeah. And it's amazing. So he started putting that in front of me. And I was like, okay, I found myself at the edge of this cliff. I could jump off and see what God's gonna do and let him catch me, or I could climb safely back down and never know. So I jumped, like I'm type A. I have a plan for my life, and this is not part of the plan. So yeah, it was hard. So I quit, and then I didn't work for 6 months, and it was really stressful because we had just bought a house, and God took me on the craziest journey of learning, meeting people, of learning new ministry things, I did so much studying. I spent so much time with God. It was the best 6 months of my life.
Well, and then what happened was Pastor Eric has really had a passion about starting a college because, you know, he loves to teach. He loves to teach theology, and he really wanted to be able to train people like all of you in faith without having to go to like a college that costs $40,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? So we wanted to, he had that passion, and she has a passion for people to learn their faith and understand and learn about the power of God and learn the story of Scripture and all of that. And so the two of them started having conversations, and this fall we launched the Crossing College. And it probably would not have happened if Brittany had just been the marketing director still, because we didn't have somebody to run the Crossing College. So the Crossing College is now enrolling for the fall. It's thecrossingcollege.com. And I want to tell you, we are graduating our first class. There's 2 programs, a diploma program and an associate's degree. And so you can enroll for the fall. I don't know if God's talking to somebody in here about this, but he probably is in a group this size. So we wanted to tell you about that. I'm so proud of you and the risk that you took. And now I'm going to talk to Lisa. You're going to go last. Oh, sorry. It was you and me because we're electric.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Lisa Snyder is, she is her own woman, strong and successful and independent, but she is also married to Pastor Ted, the one with the dreads. So there you go.
He's mine.
He's hers, so don't mess with him. But Lisa has just published her first book. It's called I Think, Therefore My Home. I think we have a picture of it. Yeah. And it is for sale tonight. It is available to you at the shop. I asked Lisa if we could carry it for tonight. It is a brilliant, I know, I'm gonna let you talk in a second. It's a brilliant book. I read it, and it was not, she is a professional home organizer, but it is not a how to organize your home. That's what I expected when I read it. I expected a how to organize your home. Instead, she has a degree in anthropology. She knows how to study people. She knows how people think. And so what she has done in her book is talk about how you think about your home affects how you organize your home and why your home looks the way it is. So she helps you get to the root of what your own thoughts are and issues are about your environment. And she will autograph them afterwards. And so it's brilliant. It is wonderful because it'll change the way you think, and your thinking determine your decisions, which determine your outcome. Good. But the reason I want you to talk right now is because you have the most amazing thought processes. And I asked Lisa, how did you just decide to write a book, and how'd you take the leap to do that?
All right, well, I was meeting with a woman that I know from business, and we were talking, and she's like, you should write a book. And I was like, okay. Like, literally the thought went through my head, like, yeah, people write books. I'm people. I could write a book.
That makes me my thought laugh process so hard. I love that. People write books. I'm a people. I could write a book.
Yep. And I do that with everything. Like, tonight, or like Pastor Kelly had asked me, like, be on stage, hold a microphone, and I was like, Pastor Kelly breathes there, I breathe there, I can do this. Like, it's not super profound, but sometimes when you feel like God is calling you to do something, you're immediately like, no, that person did it, look how different we are. But if God's calling you to do it, you have the same giftings as anyone else does, but the power of God is behind you.
Yeah. I love that. Okay, so Jenny, I want to hit you. I'm not going to hit you. I wouldn't hit a pregnant lady. I'm going to go to you, or any lady. Or anybody. Oh my gosh, I'm digging a hole. Okay, we're going to go to you last. Jenny is a part of a church called the Exchange Church. It's in Minneapolis. How many people attend your church?
Around 40 right now.
Around 40 or so, okay. And we met with them, and her pastor's wife, Angie Whitman, is right there. Wave, Angie. Yay!
Hi, Angie.
We've known them for a long time. But Eric and I were having coffee with their staff the other night, and they were telling us about they feed people in Minneapolis. And when you first started, it was on Saturdays, and you would make sandwiches and take them out. How many did you start making?
We started with 10. It was every Sunday morning we would start with 10 lunches.
So you would just pack 10 lunches?
Yep, and then we would go out on a bus and pass out coffee and try and get people to come back to church with us.
And they didn't always want to get on your bus and go to church? No.
They thought that was creepy.
So
I can't say I blame them.
So you started by making 10 sandwiches, and now you go on Saturdays? Is that right?
No, we're still Sundays.
Oh, still Sunday. I don't know where I got Saturday.
The third Saturday is our adopt-a block, and that's a different thing where we feed other people.
Okay, so on Sunday mornings. Now how many sandwiches do you take out?
72.
So they started with 10, and now they're giving 72. It's just drive-by sandwiching, right?
We have different stops that we go to. So there's a transitional house for men who have recently been on parole or are working to get out to different places. There's a public housing place that we hit. We're actually going to start a service there.
Yes, that's so cool.
Next Sunday.
They're starting a service next Sunday in public housing. That is so cool.
Sometimes it's just random people that you see at a bus stop. You know, there's a mom with her 3 little kids, and you're like, hey, do you want some lunches? And she's like, wow, I didn't know where I was going to find food for my kids today, so thank you.
Yeah, that's incredible. Now, the third Saturday of the month, they do an adopt-a-block, and that's where they'll go and do a larger scale thing.
Yep, so we go and knock on doors and invite people, and if there's anything we can do to serve them in the community, how can we help you? And then we invite them to a big community dinner. And we have done all kinds of different food. So there's been ice cream stuff and tons of kids. And
this is a church of 40 people. A church of 40 people is doing that. Now, as we were sitting there in Panera that evening that we were talking, I said, how do you like this every single Sunday morning, taking out 72 lunches or whatever, I said, so does that just, how do you pay for that? Does that just come out of the church budget? And everybody kind of got quiet, and they all just looked at Jenny. And they were like, she pays for it. And I was like, I was trying to be cool. I was like, oh, that's nice. And we moved on. And then I was like, would you please come to Twirl? Because what we're going to do is we are going to do a silent auction for all of the props that we're using for Twirl, including these 2 dream things tonight. All of the people who are on stage tonight are going to sign this. And so the top of this already has a bunch. The band has already signed it and stuff. So you actually have to sign this right now while you tear up a little bit. She's pregnant. She's allowed to cry. So you put your name on there. And so what we're going to do, ladies, when this is over, is this blue bench. I'm sorry, but the white bench goes in my office. But the blue bench, the table, the pillows, which are gorgeous, the clock, and these 2 dream things. Is that all, Kelsey? All of those items will be up on the balcony by the elevator in the lobby. You can go up there, and we're going to do a silent auction. Now, we're going to give you that to help pay for those meals.
Thank you. That's
great. But I don't know how much the silent auction is going to bring in, but we'll make sure it brings in at least $500 because we wanted to be able to give you a big check. Because big checks are fun. So, you're welcome. Give him a hand, everybody. You're welcome. We'll give you a real check later. Okay. Here you go. How cool is that? I know, right? We're all crying our mascara off. We wanted to inspire you. Hey, guys who are hosting, can you get ready right now? Because, you are ready. I love that. We wanted to inspire you to remember to do, for one, what you dream, to do what you dream. And so we have a gift for everybody, but we have to pass it out. So we're gonna combine the passing out of the gift with a 60-second dance party. Hold on. But we're going to be dancing. I know 60 seconds is a joke, but we'll try it. We're going to be dancing to Pharrell's Happy for 2 reasons. Number one, it's great. Number two, it's the theme for our Easter, this crossing Easter. Crossings Easter this Easter. So during the 60-second dance party, I'm gonna be Insta-videoing, and they're gonna get you on camera, and we'll use it for some promotional stuff. So you have to multitask, but we're girls. So we are going to stand up, dance, and pass out your gift. Only take one, or I will punch you in the face. Okay, go.
Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is. You. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. The love is too high, bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, cause I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Cause I'm happy. Clap along.
I think that was 60 seconds. You guys can have a seat. Speaking of the Crossings Easter, do we have a promo video? I haven't seen it, so I'm gonna enjoy it just as much as you. Let's keep the house lights up so people can figure out their gifts. Ready, go.
Crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine is here, you can take a break. Hot air balloon, I could go to space. With the air, I don't care, baby, find a way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is for you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
How many of you had somebody invite you to church once? Okay. I mean, that's logical, considering you're in a church. What if this Easter you did for one person what somebody else did for you? We're gonna do a series called Chasing Happiness. It doesn't get much better than that because everybody wants to be happy, don't we? Do we know the answer? We know the answer, don't we? But Pastor Eric's gonna be teaching for a couple of weeks on the keys to happiness, the keys to finding happiness. It's gonna be practical and it's gonna be life-changing for all of us because there are days when we just aren't happy. And so we'll get these tools and also God's just gonna do something amazing. So as you leave today on the sidewalk outside the doors, you will be able to get tickets for Easter. They are free, say it, they are free. They are free. Good, but we wanted to avoid moments like this where we run out of space. So get your tickets for Easter. There are 4 services to choose from. They are, go. What are the times of the services? What? Just kidding. 4:30 and 6:30 and 9:30 and 11:30. And then at the campuses, they're the same 10 and 11:30 like every other weekend. So there you go. Okay, good. We have another caught on camera. All right, let's see it. Who was it? Those cake pops are yummy and it takes a big bite. Okay, where is she? Where are you? Oh, you're right. I knew I saw you. Okay, so you are getting... I love that. Okay, you are getting a $50 gift certificate to Michelle Yakel's Etsy site called A Shabby Purpose. And so here you go, it is. And look, she put her gift certificate in that. Isn't that legit? But also, get your phone out and snap a picture of this really quick because she's got a coupon for all Twirl ladies. You can get 20% off your purchase. That's what I meant to say. So use the code that. Thank you, Twirl 2014. Michelle Yakel makes a lot of those really sweet like plaques and things that you buy in the shop, all those really cool things. She makes a lot of those. Okay, what's next? Oh, okay, there's a thing we do every time at Twirl. It's another one, it's another segment. What's it called? That Proverbs 31 chick. Yeah, give it up for that Proverbs 31 chick. The Proverbs 31 chapter in the Bible is about the perfect woman. We all hate her. And so we just take a little bit each time and learn something from her. So here it is this time. Proverbs 31:27. She carefully watches everything in her household and suffers nothing from laziness. Oh, I know. Ooh, just, She suffers nothing from laziness. She watches everything in her household. There's another proverb that's really good that goes with this, so I decided to sneak it in there, but it's not in 31, but it is 1:4:1. Okay, good. A wise woman builds her home, but a foolish woman, what? Tears it down with her own hands. You would be like, I don't tear my own home down. No, but do you wait until your home deteriorates so far that it's just depressing before you clean it again? That's what I'm gonna encourage you about today, because we do a little bit of housekeeping tips here now and then. Like a wise woman carefully watches everything in her household. So she watches like, if the towels are starting to get holes in them, like start watching for a sale. Are you with me? Don't wait until there is nothing left. Now I'm preaching to the choir here, because right now, we don't have sheets. Eric and I don't have sheets that match, because like they ripped, I'm not saying why. My kids are in this room, they're like, sorry, Holland. I'm kidding, that was totally a joke and not true at all. But do you watch over your household and maintain it, or do you wait till it's horrible and you hate it? So I wanna encourage you today to just do for like 1 minute some good housekeeping. What is the thing that makes you craziest, like at your house? Is it the toilet being dirty? Is it the dirty dishes? The laundry? Like what is it when you walk in, if it's there, you're like, ugh. Like know what that is for you, and then make a plan to be able to maintain it so that your psyche is good, right? Now for our family, I'll tell you this. You know how we talk about we are perfectionists? So like, I am not going to sweep the floor until I have time to do it right. I used to think that way, and now I changed my thinking. Now I will sweep the floor with the lights off. Because imperfect housekeeping still blesses your family. Like you do a little bit, it still blesses your family. Like I know, I am a money saver. Clorox wipes are expensive. But if you keep them in your bathroom and your husband thinks they're cool, you get a clean toilet. Like, I know, he loves them. He uses like 12 every time he cleans the toilet. But it's cheaper than a housekeeper. You know what I'm saying? So like, think about like what would make this easier if you have a couple of different bathrooms like we do, put cleaning supplies in each bathroom. You're like, that's a lot of money. Yes, but the cleaning supplies are right there. You can do for 1 minute something that will make a difference in your psyche, and it'll bless your family. So we're gonna talk about building. A wise woman builds her house. I need 2 volunteers to do a contest that is called cup stacking. Okay, so I see you and you. So you 2 ladies, come on up. I already brought it out. No, you're right here. Yeah. Can we see if we're right here? Oh, never mind, bring it out. I was trying to be easy. All right. So these ladies are gonna rock it out. You're gonna stand right here. Do you know how to do cup stacking? Yeah, okay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna build a pyramid. Yeah. You're gonna build, I don't know why these are here, so just ignore them. I'm not sure. You will each have a stack of 10 cups. You are going to do a pyramid. So you've got to do 4, 3, 2, and 1 on top. Are we clear? Oh, she means business. Are you ready for this? Yeah? Okay. On your mark, get set, go. Come on, give me a hand.
We're gonna make
This is the prize for cup stacking, which is going to make your mom very happy. It's not wine. It looks like it. Her mom's like, oh, dang. But this is 4 hours of free housekeeping by Michelle.
I thought you said from me.
Not from you. She's like, I'm not cleaning. Hang on. But I'm also going to give you a packet of books. So there you go. You're welcome. Now, you did not win. You did not win. So what you get is the cups. Hang on, stay here. Because they come in handy. But also, your mom's gonna be really happy because you can get 4 hours of house cleaning too. So there you go. Give them a hand, everybody. Hey, Holly.
This is crazy, but here's my number. So call me maybe. It's hard to look right.
When we were getting ready for Twirl, Holly's sister Haley was like, are we gonna do the purse game? You guys remember the purse game? I was like, no, I got bored with it. Right? Look, people are getting their purses out. We're not doing it because I don't like it anymore. No. But she's like, I never win anyway. But Haley was like, oh man, my purse has so much stuff in it. It's so awesome, I love it. It's so cool. And so I was like, just for you, we got you a purse full of a whole lot of really ridiculous stuff. I don't have time to go into it, but there's goggles and spare socks and a rubber ducky and rubber gloves and so many useless things. Here's your tissue. That stuff just happens sometimes. Okay, Holland, Emma, Marin, come up here. Okay, you guys know my daughter Holland, right? Well, Holland is in a little group of girls called those 3 girls that are always together. And they do the cup thing. Do you guys know the cup thing? The cup thing! So, I don't know, I'll just move over here. Huh? You don't want to be in the middle? Holland, raise your hand. This is my daughter, Holland. This is Marin. Marin has been at this church since before it was born. And why are these there? Oh, I'm glad I didn't throw those on the floor earlier when I thought about it. That's great. And then Emma is, Emma. Her mom is the one who ruined the taco song. So you guys know the cup thing? You can just do it. I don't know, you guys, do you do it all together? Do you say 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, I don't think Marin's gonna use the cup though because of these.
Well, just do it for once. Just do a little bit. Do it, do the thing. Go, ready?
3, 2, 1.
This is the funnest thing and it annoys everybody in the restaurant. The table bounces. Okay, now there's a song that goes with this, right? Marin did not know we were gonna do this to her until today. But Marin is a really great singer. She does singing lessons and stuff like that. And I've never heard her sing. And I was like, Marin should sing the cup song. So, do you wanna hold your microphone? Okay, good. We've got the second verse and the chorus and everybody's gonna sing with you. So it's gonna be great. Are you gonna try to do the cups at the same time? Yeah? Okay, we'll try, not you. Okay, so you guys can put the lyrics up so we'll all sing together. So, go.
5, 6, 7, 8. I got my ticket for the long way round, the one with the prettiest of views. It's got mountains, it's got rivers, got sights to give you shivers, but it sure would be prettier with you. When I'm gone, when I'm gone, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna miss me by my walk. You're gonna miss me by my taco. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Woo! Good job. And that, ladies, was 4 minutes of fame. Okay, you're off. Goodbye. Thank you. I think the nice boys can come and take the table away. You'll be great. They're like, I don't know what to do now. Neither do I. Okay. Oh, I don't need that. Okay. They stuck one on my head. You know, I was thinking though, like, is there something that you dream of doing? Like, I think Maren dreams of singing, you know? And so that's why she does voice lessons and stuff like that. But when the moment comes and somebody gives you an opportunity to do what you dream of doing, are you prepared to do it? Yes. You know, like, are you ready to do it? If you are like, I want to be an actress, and somebody says, well, do a monologue, do you have a monologue prepared? Like, if you say, I want to be an author, and somebody says, let me see a sample of your writing, do you have some? Like, this is something to think about. Like, if God has put a dream in your heart, and you want to see it fulfilled, are you taking steps to be prepared for that moment when God's like, whoosh, here it is? You know what I'm saying? Brooke, who did the welcome earlier, do you remember her from the last twirl? It was her first twirl. It was like her second time at church. She happened to come up here, and I was like, sing a song. And she was like, okay. And she did. And then well, it wasn't quite like that, but yeah. And so then she ended up auditioning for the band, and she leads worship here now. Because in that moment, she was ready. And I was like, Pastor Ted, you need to get this girl, you know? So I just want to challenge you for just a minute. Are you prepared? Like, do you think about sharing your faith with somebody? Do you think, I wish I could share my faith with somebody. I wish I could tell somebody about Jesus. Have you ever written down like just your faith story, your own story, in like just little bullet points so you have it prepared? It's like, you could whip it out when God slides into your vision and opportunity, are you ready? 1 Peter 3:15 says, if someone asks about your Christian hope, always be ready to explain it. Be prepared. Whatever it is that you dream of doing, whatever it is you aspire to, are you prepared? If you want a better job, have you worked up your resume? You know, and somebody's like, oh, you know, God just brings you an opportunity, and somebody says, well, let me have your resume. You're like, I need 6 days and a couple of friends, and I'll get it to you. You know what I'm saying? Are you prepared for your 4 minutes of fame, or when your moment when God says, we're gonna do this? Are you prepared for that? I wanna challenge you once again, when it comes to doing your dreams, get yourself ready for that. Do you dream of running a marathon? You're crazy. But you know, you gotta run sometimes. You gotta run sometimes. Now I'm getting like the big eyes from Pastor Eric, because we kinda need to get toward moving on. But I'm gonna bring up the man panel really fast. So this is the mantle of Pastor Eric Dykstra, my husband, Peter Dusterman, Kelsey's husband, and Mac the intern. Come on
guys, get out here. I don't wanna be out here alone.
All right, you can sit over there.
Over there? Okay.
Yeah, Peter Dusterman. All right, here, and you guys can share. Now, Eric is a pastor, so we're gonna put some stipulations on this. When I ask you a question, you have to answer using a Bible verse, okay? Now, in order to help you with that, we've gotten you a Bible. Matt, can you grab that Bible right there?
Oh, jeez.
Thank you.
That's not a Bible, this is a Bible. Oh my gosh.
Okay, have a seat, right there. All right, now, open that, because Peter
Way more spiritual than
Peter
you.
is really, really good at math and numbers. So Peter, you have to answer using numbers, and Mac has to play the ukulele. Have a seat. Actually, see, Peter's gonna hold this for you, and that's for your ukulele. Oh, oh, great, this is great.
He has to actually sing his answers?
Yes, he does. Mac is our intern from Pennsylvania. He's gonna be going home later this month, which is very sad, unless somebody marries him. We have some volunteers. But what's great is he doesn't hear this right now. He's not hearing what I'm saying. That's great. Okay.
Could auction him off tonight?
Check. Do you want one of these? What?
So
yeah.
we could auction him off?
For charity. Okay.
You should let him know that we also are making him tune his guitar.
Oh, he has to tune his ukulele too. Oh my gosh. Okay, so why do I keep using that? while Mac figures out his ukulele, I'm gonna start. Now, Peter, do you understand the rules?
Yes.
Okay, so he's good at numbers. So every time you give an answer, you have to incorporate a number. And I gave you numbers in case you forgot what they are.
Yeah.
He has the numbers 0 through 9.
They go up to 9.
Yes.
Thank you.
You have to use Bible. You don't have to
use
look
the
it up,
Bible.
but if you need help, we got you covered. All right, so.
I can use the Bible on my phone. That's way faster.
Yep. I'm gonna ask Peter a question first. Peter, what are the best words that your wife can say to you besides, you know?
I'm trying to count how many words are in the phrase, why are the sheets torn, but I can't count that.
Okay, so you have to use a number, so, okay. Are you gonna use the number 4 in your sentence? Apparently.
You were right, dear. That's
Oh, he did 4 words.
Yes.
She could acknowledge that you were right. Okay. What else would you like? I mean, like, think about all the husbands that are represented in this room. What could their wives say to them that you just know would bless them?
There are 0 guys I would rather be with than you. My wife does tell me this from time to time, and I love her very much for it.
That's so sweet. Okay, Pastor Eric Dykstra.
Oh, geez.
Why do guys sometimes shut down when we talk?
There's a verse in Proverbs. There is. There's a verse in Proverbs that says, even a fool is thought wise if he keeps silent.
I got a good one.
I
Right.
recognize the fact that women are smarter than men most of the time.
So they just keep talking. Okay, Mac the intern. You ready?
You ready for this, Mac?
You have to sing your answer.
Okay.
Okay. What do single guys, okay, so Mac's a really great guy who follows Jesus with his life, so this is awesome. So, what do single guys who follow Jesus look for in a girl? Just a few qualities. Yeah.
Can we hear that? A girl that's following God's heart.
You should make him do a little more.
That's great. Okay. What do you respect about godly young ladies? Okay, while you're thinking about that, Pastor Eric, what is my favorite color?
I don't think there's any verses about pink in the Bible.
But that's good. You did good.
Okay.
Way to go.
I'm
Okay.
like traumatized.
Do you have
I
any
don't
quality?
know.
You got it? Okay, what do you respect?
That she's confident in who she is, no matter what the circumstances. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Peter, how do you know that you're loved by your wife when she does what, besides the obvious? You know.
This, I don't know how obvious this is. I don't know if I think that way. My wife has provided me with 3 beautiful children, and that is evidence that she loves me.
Yay. Good job. I would love to put you on the spot for a whole lot longer, but I'm already out of time, so goodbye.
See you later.
It was nice doing business with you. I didn't give you a prize. Oh, thank you, Peter. Look at that. Kelsey, you trained him well, wherever you are. He did good. Where are you? Oh, okay. Okay, caught on camera, number 3. Who else did we catch on camera? She was taking a picture while having her picture taken. Where are you, lovely lady? Hello. Okay, so I have for you 4 hours of housekeeping with Michelle. Yeah! Here we go. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what else. Okay. She is hopping and skipping. That is so legit. Okay. There is a segment that is brand new. We may never do it again, but it was too funny to pass up. Kelsey, will you come up here, please? This is a segment called Things Kelsey Tweets. And we are also passing out gum right now because everybody needs it, trust me. Have a seat, Kelsey. Right where Peter just was. I know, right? Look at her yellow legs. All right, you guys know Kelsey from such things as pulling a Kelsey, which means when you do something fashionable that you're a little scared about. Well, when you do something unique, okay, pass the buckets of gum as fast as you can. That's the rule. Okay, when you do something unique that you're not necessarily confident about, you're like, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm pulling a Kelsey. So that's what we do. Is anybody pulling a Kelsey tonight? You are so uncomfortable. And stand up. What's your Kelsey that you're pulling today? Your 4-inch heels. Yeah! Woo! Okay, and I have for you a hairdo by Jenny Lee, who does my hair. So there you go. Give her a hand, everybody. That was a really weak hand. All right, Kelsey. We've been monitoring your tweets, so we're gonna show you some of them. So here we go. Kelsey, just chose paint colors for the new Crossing Church building. It was pretty easy because I made every room the color of my hair. Just kidding, maybe. Look at the color of her hair and look around the room when you go in the lobby. All right, what's next? This is what we look like when we're trying to look like we don't love pajamas the most. They went with Pastor Eric to his award ceremony for the JCs with yes, they're so cool. Next, Emery, her older son. Can we watch that movie about Pentecost? Me, you want to watch a movie about Pentecost? Emery, yeah, that Indian girl. Me, Pocahontas. I love that. Okay, next. Peter, go put your face in that thing. It'll be really funny. No, come on, it'll seriously be really funny. It is really funny. Not to Peter. Okay, next. Whenever I see a spider, I just imagine it's naked and then I'm not so nervous. I love that so much. Okay, what else? Emery, Mom, let me show you a magic trick. Give me a $50 bill. I'm gonna make it disappear and never come back. Me, no. How about a 20? That kid is smart. He's awesome. Didn't have the heart to tell her it's on backwards. Wait, actually, I had the heart. I didn't tell her because it's funny. Okay, what else do we have? Emery, Mom, do you think I'm trustworthy? Sure I do. Okay, thanks. So then can I have a flamethrower? Okay, what else? Betsy's sadness over missing Peter was easily assuaged this morning when I reminded her about her outfit. Daddy who? This dress has pockets! Yeah! What else do we have? There's a lot of these. Me trying to braid wiggly Betsy's hair. Hold still. You can't move around like that. Betsy, wide-eyed and perfectly still, or else I'll die. Yeah. What else? She dressed up like me for Halloween. True friend. That's Brittany. Yeah. What else do we have? When going to the county recorder's office for a passport with your husband is referred to as going on a date, you need to make some changes. Oh, they held hands. All right, one more. When walking to the end of the driveway to get the trash can with your husband is referred to as going on a date, you need to make some changes. They held hands. We think this is a problem, Kelsey. So we got you and Peter a gift card to Rockwood so you can go on a date. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, hey. I'm almost done. This is the part where I'm going to talk to you for a couple of minutes about Jesus. Yeah. I was somewhere the other day and somebody was giving a speech and she said, now I'm going to talk about Jesus. She's like, I know what you're thinking. Oh, here she goes. So I know what you're thinking. Yeah! I think that's what you're thinking because we know that everything is always only about who? That's right. This doesn't feel right. Is that okay? Should I turn it? Just kidding. It doesn't do anything different. It twirls. Hey, my mom couldn't come to Twirl because she lives in Alabama. Can you guys say hi to her? Hi, Mom. And my sisters as well. Do you guys remember that segment where I tried to introduce you guys? Get Dave. That was funny. If you haven't seen that, it's on YouTube and it's really freaking funny. All right. So I am going to talk for just a second because I'm not going to mess around and pretend that this whole night isn't about me wanting to connect you with your Creator. I mean, that's the goal of the local church, is to spread the hope of Jesus Christ with the world, right? And so I love doing Twirl and I love having fun. I want you to walk out of here never forgetting this night, because I want it to be a night where God did something in your heart. Because I don't like to go places and waste my time. I like to have a reason for being there. I believe that God has a reason for you being here right now. I mean, you might be a total atheist, and if you are, yay, because that's why this church is here. Because these doors are open to everybody, no matter what you believe, no matter where you've been, what you've done. I already said this, no matter what your sexual orientation is, no matter where you think you're headed or where you were yesterday, no matter what, you are completely 100% loved by Jesus Christ and the Crossing Church. And you want to know why? Because I need that kind of love and acceptance. Pastor Eric needs that kind of love and acceptance. We all need that, and Jesus freely offers that. But our world makes us forget, because our world is always trying to push us into what they think that we should be. And then so often the world is afraid, people are afraid to offend people, so they don't want to tell them what they believe. But if what you believe is life-changing and life-altering, and you think that somebody else might be interested or might need it because they look like they're hurting, why wouldn't you share it? And so today, I just want to take the last few minutes to just hopefully empower you a little bit to dream along with God and His dream for your life. Because God is a dreamer. I mean, He's creative, right? Like, He got up one day and was like, I'm going to create a world. And He created a world. He had to have dreamed that up somehow. He made men. Have you seen how funny looking they are? That's creative. That's some dreaming. And then He made us. Awesome. God is a dreamer. And you know what the Bible is a whole book of stories about how God saw problems in His creation with the people that He loves and He has hopes and dreams for. It's full of stories where God looks and says, there's a problem here. And then He finds a person and He says, I have a dream for you. I've schemed up a plan to help fix this problem. Do you want to be in on it? That's the story. And that's story after story in Scripture. It's like Moses, the guy who freed the people of Israel from Egypt. You guys remember him? I'm trying to go with like common ground, stuff people know. Like, there was a problem. These people were enslaved, and God's like, hey, Moses, why don't you join me? I want to do something big. Esther, she was a servant girl she came into the palace and she became a queen and she freed her people. Those people were always in slavery, let me tell you. But God said, I have a plan for you. You can do this. And He took somebody who was just somebody who was enslaved in a country, brought her to a position of being the queen, and she got the king to free her people. And God does that all throughout the Bible. You will see there's a problem. God goes a lot of times in a dream or in a vision, and He talks to somebody and He says, come and join me in this. And then they have a choice, because God doesn't make us do stuff. He gives us a choice. We have a choice. Do you want to be a part of that? And then you say, okay. And then He's like, great, I get to change the world with you. Like, He came to Mary and said, Mary, you're going to have a baby. And she had an option. She could have been like, no. But instead she was like, you know what? Let it be to me as you have said. She agreed, and she became part of the greatest story in human history. Each one of us are in the same situation. Because God, when He created you, He had a dream for you, for what He wanted to do through your life. And so He puts dreams inside us. He puts dreams and hopes. He puts desires in there. And as we grow and as we learn about Him and we get to know Him and we walk beside Him in life, He takes us to a place of fulfilling those dreams. And just like my circus performer thing, the dreams don't always play out the way you think they will. But He takes us through a journey in life to a place where He can say, if you just keep coming with me. Keep taking one step at a time to do what you dream. I'm going to bring you to a place that's awesome. And so I'm just going to take you to a story in Scripture really quick. It's the story of Abraham and Sarah, but they were Abram and Sarai at the beginning. And so here's what happens. This is way at the beginning of the Bible. God, you know, the world wasn't so great, and that's why he had the flood happen, and he saved Noah and his family. You guys know this. There's a movie about it right now. It wasn't Russell Crowe back then, but, you know. But the world was terrible. He destroyed it. And then he let Noah's family live, and then they were to go on and populate the earth and stuff. But then everybody just jacked it up again because we're just screwed up people. So God's like, I'm going to do something. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to send Jesus. I'm going to send my son. But he wanted to pave the way for it, and he wanted to put Jesus into a family that was going to be able to do his plan. So way back, he starts with Abraham. He goes to see Abraham, then at that point known as Abram. And here's what he says, Genesis 12, 1-3. The Lord had said to Abram, leave your native country, your relatives, and your father's family, and go to the land that I will show you. I will make you into a great nation. I will bless you and make you famous, and you will be a blessing to others. I will bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you or who treat you with contempt. All of the families on earth will be blessed through you. Now, I want to talk about this for just a minute. God came to this guy. And what did he say? What was the first word? Leave. Good, we can read. That's good. The first thing God said to him was leave. I will tell you that when God has a plan in your life and he's got a dream for you today, the first thing you got to do is leave what you understand to be safe, what you understand to be the status quo. God says, I don't ever want you to live at the level that you're living at. He is always wanting to increase you. He has always got something better for you. So the first word out of his mouth to Abram was, leave what you knew. Now, I'm not saying he's telling you to move across the country. I have a friend who's moving soon, and I'm mad at her. He's not telling you to necessarily move across the country, whatever, but he's saying leave your preconceived notions. Leave behind maybe those labels that were on you. Leave what you think and think of something higher because I have something better for you. So God's like, look, Abram, leave this behind. You're gonna go to a really great place because this is what I'm gonna do. I am going to make you into a great nation. I'm gonna make you the grandfather of lots and lots of people. And all of the earth is going to be blessed through your family. These are some big blessings, right? He's like, and I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse those who are not nice to you, who treat you with contempt. So basically what he's saying is, I'm going to line up people in your life to help to fund and empower the dream that I'm carrying out in your life. That's good, right? I mean, if God said to you, I want you to follow me and I'm gonna make sure that you're provided for, would you be like, okay with that? Did you know he says that all over Scripture? He says that all over Scripture. When you take a step and you follow my dreams for your life, he says, I will bless you and I will bless people who bless you, which means that people are gonna wanna help you succeed in life because God is gonna line up those people and put your name on influential people's minds to help you accomplish what you wanna accomplish in life. So God's like, I'm gonna help you do that. And then he says, I will curse those who treat you with contempt. And I'm like, you know, like, oh yeah, he's gonna kick the enemies, the bad people. Well, I don't know. But what I do know is that we have an enemy who does not want us to succeed and live out those dreams. And so God is saying, I will protect you. He's saying, I will protect you. And he says, I will make you famous. He's like, I'm gonna do something big with you and I will bless you so that you can bless others because God always blesses us to be a blessing to others. There are problems in this world. God sees the problem and he says, who can I get to fix that problem? So the dream that God's placed in your heart, if it is a dream from God, it's not gonna go away. He's gonna keep it there. He's gonna dig it in there so it's part of who you are. And when you're following him, you'll have no choice but just live it out. So he is going to tell you that he is going to take you to whatever this is that's in your heart. He says, but I am only doing this so that your dream will fix a problem on this earth. Because he doesn't fix us just so we can be spoiled little brats. He doesn't empower us just so we can be all rich in our house and be like, look what I got. He gives us the ability to make wealth so we can bless our world. And I'm saying it's good, it's okay to be rich, it's great. I was talking to a friend the other day and I was like, oh, could you do this? And she's like, no, I'm just gonna make enough money to buy those and provide for that person. And I was like, oh, that's good. Because God has given people the ability to make money. You know that? Some people are just really good at that. I had a woman tell me the other day as she wrote a large check to help our orphanage in Haiti, she said, God's given me an ability to sell. And Christy's like, whoop. Yes, because she wrote a large check to help Haiti. And she just shrugs, she's writing out the check. She's like, well, God gave me the ability to do this. Ain't nothing wrong with that, let me tell you. So whatever it is that you're good at, whatever it is you're skilled and you're talented at, God wants you to live that out, but he wants you to live it out so that you can help other people because he's put us on this earth to be his hands and his feet. So the promise is to Abraham. He tells Abraham all this and Abraham's like, okay. And he goes with it. So now in Genesis chapter 15, verse 1, what are the first three words? Sometime later. I don't know how much later, I'm sure Pastor Eric would know because he's smart and stuff, but sometime later, you know what that means? That means that God made this big promise. I'm gonna make you famous. I'm gonna give you all these descendants. The world, all of the families of the world are gonna be blessed through you and your children and your children's children. Like, whoa! And then sometime later, Abram's like, I don't have a kid yet. And God came to Abram in a dream and he's like, don't be afraid, Abram. I will protect you and your reward will be great. He's like, hang in there. He's like, dude, you didn't even give me a kid yet. And you're telling me I'm gonna have all these descendants? Have you ever felt like that? Like God's like, hey, follow me. And then you're like, is anything good ever gonna happen? You take a risk, you quit your job, you go for 6 months without an income. You're like, I did what you told me to do. What are you to do now? And God's like, do not be afraid. You know why we don't have to be afraid when God tells us to do something and we obey? Because perfect love casts out fear. Perfect love casts out fear. If you know you are loved, you will not be afraid. If you know that you are loved, you will not be afraid. Sometimes it's easy to forget that we're loved by God because he doesn't have skin on, right? Do you ever just forget that? Because he doesn't have skin, you can't touch him, he can't hug you. That's why the church is here. That's why your sisters are around you, because God doesn't have skin on, but he lives in and through us. And that's why we're here for each other, because in those moments, you're just like, where's the dream? What are you gonna do? And you look to the people around you and you say, you know what? God loves me. And perfect love casts out fear. And when you don't believe that, you talk to a friend and you say, can you please tell me right now how much God loves me? Because I'm having a hard time remembering. You ever feel like that? So then Genesis 15:2, the next verse, Abram replied, "O sovereign Lord, what good are all your blessings when I don't even have a son?" I love how in this moment, he clarifies, before he complains, just a little bit. Do you hear the despair? Just a little bit. But before he complains, he starts with, by the way, I know you're God. Sovereign, ruler of my life. Oh, sovereign Lord, just so we know we're cool. Come on. Right? He's like, sovereign Lord, I trust you, but really it's not looking good here. You know why? Because I'm like 99 years old. And you are telling me that I'm gonna have a kid and my wife ain't no spring chicken. And here's what God said. He's like, no, you will have a son of your own who will be your heir. And then the Lord took Abram outside. I love this. This is beautiful. I just have this image of God, which looks like Morgan Freeman or somebody. He takes him outside and says to him, look up into the sky and count the stars. If you can. Of course you can't. That was a trick. That's how many descendants you will have. In that moment, God was like, look, I know that you think this ain't happening, but let's just take a walk for a minute. And sometimes when you feel like it's not happening, just take a walk with God for a minute. Just take a walk with God. Let him touch your heart. Let him speak to you. When you're lacking faith, sometimes when I'm lacking faith, I ask God for a God wink. I'd be like, God, can you just give me a wink? Like, you don't have to totally transform my situation because I've already been praying a lot about that, but will you just give me a wink so I know you're there? Do you know? You're just like something, just anything. I had the privilege of watching a God wink happen on Sunday. There's a girl who I think is probably here somewhere. She came up to Whitney and I after church on Sunday. She pulls out a $20 bill and she was clearly uncomfortable with this, but God had told her to do it. So she's like, here, I know you know somebody who needs this, and she ran. So if you're in here, you know who you are. We tried to chase you down later and tell you, but I handed it to Whitney and I said, Whitney, because people hand us money at church, we can't you can give the pastor money, that's weird. So I'm like, you take it. And I said, find somebody who needs it. And Whitney's like, do you know? And I'm like, no, God will tell you. And so then I went around talking or whatever. And as I was walking out, I walked past Nick Cantor, who's in here. Hey, Nick, wave, hello. And I heard Nick say, I just witnessed a miracle. And I was like, interesting. And I kept walking, so I was kind of in a hurry or something. But what happened was Whitney looked over, saw a guy, and was like, here, I'm supposed to give this to you. That guy had just put his last 30 cents in the offering, and he only had an eighth a tank of gas, and his job was in Andover. He was standing there with tears in his eyes. That girl, wherever you are, and I hate that I can't remember your name, but you're beautiful and you have great curly hair. But she just obeyed what God said to her in that moment. And she clearly was like, I just, But she just did, for one, what God told her to do. And then Whitney, we just trusted. I'm a control freak, people. Usually I'd be like, now who you need to give it to, but I was like, Whitney, just, God will tell you. And he did. And she just trusted. Because she could have handed it to somebody who just got a $50,000 bonus. You don't know. But when you're obedient to God, you got to know that he's doing something. So he did something in the life of the girl who gave, Whitney for hearing God, me because I got to observe it, the guy who got it, Nick, who got to see the miracle, and all of you and all the people watching on live stream, all were inspired because one woman did for one what God said. So at Genesis 15:6, it moves on. I love this story. And Abram believed the Lord, and the Lord counted him as righteous because of his faith. Our job is simply to believe. If you go back to that first verse, God says, leave your old way of thinking or your old place where you were. And it says, I will do this. I will do this. I will do this. Does it say, go do this, go do this, go do this? No, it says God will do this. He does everything through us and in our lives. And Abraham believed the Lord, and God was like, thumbs up. And that's the same job that we have today as God's daughter, is believe what God says about you and just live in it. And God says, thumbs up. We don't have to pay for our sins. We don't have to be guilty. We don't have to do penance. We don't have to check off a list. We just have to believe what God says over our lives and just live in it and own it and act on it. When he says to move forward, move forward. In there, chapter 17, somewhere in the middle there, God comes to him and he's like, Abraham, hang in there. By the way, I'm gonna change your name from Abram to Abraham because Abraham means the father of many nations. Isn't that cool? He changed his name. He's like, you know what? You still don't have a kid, but I'm gonna change your name to be guy who has lots of kids. God ripped off his old label and slapped on a new one based on the dream that he was going to play out in Abram's life before it even began to happen. And that's what God wants to do for you. He wants to rip off the old labels that have been placed on your life so that you will no longer be Jessica, who was abused and is addicted. You will be Jessica, the girl who has 6 businesses. You know what I'm saying? You will no longer be, Brittany, who is too shy to talk to anybody. Instead, you're going to be Brittany, the one who teaches thousands. God sees what he has in your future, and he's saying, live in that. Don't let yourself be defined by the labels you've had in the past. Instead, look at the dreams he's placed in your heart and start borrowing faith from that future girl. Because there was a time when I couldn't stand on the stage and give the announcements at church without wanting to throw up. But I would get up there and do my little part. And now God has given me the opportunity to have a bigger part. And I just had to borrow faith from that person that eventually I was like, maybe one day God will use in a bigger way. So whatever it is right now, if you're scared to do it, if you're scared to take that leap, think to yourself, what am I gonna look like 10 years down the road if I go toward my dream? That girl, that dream girl, that successful businesswoman, that awesome mom who didn't kill her kids, you know what I'm saying? And that came out totally wrong. But like the grandmother, you know, like who successfully raised kids and got them out. Like, borrow faith from that woman. Because in that moment, you're like, all I can see is where I am. And God's like, don't see where you are right now. I call you Abraham, the father of many nations. And you know what's great too? He changed Sarah's name too, because her name was Sarai. You know what Sarai means? Hold on. Argumentative. Isn't that great? She argued, apparently. I'd never argue. So, but you know, every time God spoke this, she's like, I'm old. She laughed, I can't have a baby. And my husband, they haven't invented Viagra yet. She was argumentative, and God's like, you are not gonna be little Miss Argumentative anymore. You know what your name's gonna be? Sarah. You know what Sarah means? Princess. So this 90-year-old woman who's supposed to have a baby and is all dried up and tired and laughing at God's ideas. You know what I'm saying? She's just laughing at God's crazy ideas. She's like, look at me, I'm 90 years old. He's like, you are a princess. You are a princess and you're married to the father of many nations. I rip off your old label, I slap a new one on you that has what I say about you on it. So Genesis 21, first 2 verses, 21. We're talking a lot of chapters happened between there. The Lord kept his word and did for Sarah exactly what he promised. Isn't it interesting that he says he did for Sarah and not just Abraham? Even though the first part of it came to him, he did for Sarah. He's gonna do for you, girl, exactly what he's promised over your life. She became pregnant. She gave birth to a son for Abraham in his old age. This happened at, what are the next 3 words? Just the time that God promised it would happen. What your dreams are going to be fulfilled as you follow God. They will be fulfilled at just the time. You will see that healing in your marriage at just the time. You will see your kid come back to your family and come back to a good place at just the right time that God has planned. You will see healing in your body at the time that God has that for you. You will see your barren womb have fruit at just the time when God has that for you. Because I believe that God has planted in us desires so that he can fulfill them. He says to commit your way to him and he will give you the desires of your heart. That means he will plant them there and then he will give them to you. And if those desires are God-honoring desires, and if those desires stick over the course of time, they're not just a good idea, but it's a desire that God put there. And if it's gonna solve a problem in the world, if it's gonna help people, if it's according to God's plan in scripture, I mean, if you have a desire to do something really crazy and sinful, that's not from God. But if God has put something in there for you, he will bring it to pass at just the right time. And so right now you may be thinking, I don't know when that time is because I feel like I'm stuck. I want you to know you're not stuck. You are in a season. You are in a season. There are seasons. There are the planting and then the watering and the growing before you get to the harvesting and the eating. So there's a season. Sometimes when you're stuck at home with babies and you're elbow deep in poop and puke all the time, you're like, how am I ever gonna be able to live out this career that I wanna do? Or how will I ever be able to influence people? How, whatever. I just want you to know, do for one. In that moment, doing for your children, what you wish you could do for a lot of people is your calling, and that's your season. And it's okay. And it's good to have a desire to be a good mom and to take good care of your home and your family because you are raising up the next generation of world changers. So don't discount where you are, stay-at-home mom right now. But if you're a grandma and you think it's too late for me, I will tell you, if God can make Sarah pregnant at 90, he can do whatever he wants with you. So it is not too late to dream, no matter how old you are. It is not too late to ask God to fix your marriage or to ask God to heal your addiction, to ask God to bring you to a stable place financially. God has so much more for you. He promised Abraham a reward. Did you hear that? God promises us rewards because he knows we like them. If he's like, follow me and your life will suck, we'd be like, you know what I'm saying? But he's like, I will reward you, I will bless you, follow me. So the question I have for you today is, will you follow him? Because there are people here right now, you're like, I don't know, I've never even considered that before. I'm here to tell you that I cannot imagine living life without a relationship with my creator and the designer of my destiny. Why not live in relationship with the one who created you exactly how he wanted to be able to let you live out exactly the life he's created for you? And he's gonna make you happy while you do it. There are scary things, there are hard things. I wanted to throw up earlier when I saw how many people were coming here. But then you just get out there and you do what he's called you to do and you will thrive. So I'm gonna invite you to bow your heads and close your eyes for just a minute because I wanna just give you your own little space and time with God. Many of you know Jesus already. I wanna ask you, are you in a dry season? Do you need to just trust that he's still got something coming, even though you haven't seen a fulfillment of a promise yet, even though you haven't seen him fix your situation yet? Are you in a dry season? Do you just need to take a walk with God and let him point out the stars and say, I did these for you, I love you? Do you need to look at your friend beside you and say, will you pray with me that God will give me a God wink because I feel like he's so far away? Do you feel desperate in this moment? I want you to know that I guess over the course of years, Abraham and Sarah probably felt pretty desperate, but because of their faith, we now, because of Jesus Christ, have been able to be adopted into that same family. You can be a child of that promise because what happened was thousands of years later, Jesus Christ was born into that line of Abraham and Sarah. Argumentative lady into princess was one of the great grandmothers of Jesus Christ. He was born, he lived a sinless life, and he died on a cross because he chose to go there to pay the price for the sins that we would commit all these years later because he wanted us to be able to have a relationship with God. That was the plan God had. He saw a problem, and the problem was he misses you. The problem is that going your own way separates you from God. And he's like, I want to fix that. And that's why he sent Jesus. And so now in this moment, you can walk into the same family. Scripture says in Romans that we are adopted into Abraham's family by believing the same way he did. So if you are not yet in the family of God and you're like, I want to do this life, I want you to try it. Take a step. Do for one moment in this moment what you think might actually change your life, because I promise you it's changed the lives of women all around you. If tonight you are somebody who has been following Jesus for a while, but you're gonna recommit to follow him and his dreams for your life, and you're gonna come back into your rightful place as a daughter of the King and into a blessed life, will you just raise your hand so I can pray for you? Jesus, I pray for these hands that are up all over the room right now. God, would you please just let these girls know that even though they may have stopped living in the benefits that you have for them, that you haven't stopped offering them. Would you just fill their hearts with the knowledge that you love them and that you want to see them live out their dreams, and you want to live out, or you want to bless them and take them to that, God. Would you please help them to do for one what they would love to do for many? Would you let them be your hands and feet? In Jesus' name. Now, with your head still bowed, if you know that today you want to choose to walk into a relationship with your Creator and the designer of your destiny, I'm going to invite you to raise your hand. If today you say, I'm going to stop trying to do these dreams on my own, I'm going to stop doing this on my own, I want to walk into a relationship with Jesus, just raise your hand right now, and I'm going to help us pray this together. And you know what? Let's all pray it out loud just so that these girls don't feel like they're by themselves, okay? Just say, Jesus Christ, thank you for paying the price for my adoption into your family. I give you my dreams. I give you my future. And I'm excited about what you're gonna do as you lead my life. In Jesus' name, amen. Let's give him a hand.